What's going on, Mutha Truckers? Welcome to Mutha News. Email us at muthatruckernews@gmail.com. Just want to give you guys a quick life update. Tomorrow, I'll be at Shell Rotella doing some interviews, and I thought that'd be pretty awesome myself. The big news that I see here is there is a new bill in place, and will this be the second from Oklahoma to push their own to have CDL drivers be English proficient? At this time, I'm doing this video today. Lawmakers announced the introduction of Connor's Law, a bill authored by Representative Dave Taylor that would codify President Trump's executive order requiring CDL drivers to maintain a basic proficiency in English in order to be licensed to drive on American roads. So right here from X, it says from Representative Dave Taylor, it's Ohio's common sense. If you want to drive a commercial vehicle on American roads, you should be able to read the road signs. Connor's Law will require CDL drivers to maintain a basic English language proficiency so they can respond to warning signs and hazards on the road. This bill will codify President Trump's executive order ensuring driver safety and that tragic deaths like Connor's never happen again. All the states are jumping onto this, and it's interesting to see that they all want to bring English proficiency to the table and enforce this. So I'll let you guys know, but it looks like Ohio could be the next state that gets this done from Oklahoma. All right, sir. I appreciate you for this. So, we've been talking a lot about this, right? English proficiency and about just public safety. Tell a little bit about your story, about how long you've been trucking, and then how you got into what you're doing now.
Well, I started truck driving in January of 1996. A couple years later, I bought my first truck. I owned and operated trucks for 10 years. Sold my last truck December of 07 and been turning wrenches on them since. Started my own mechanic shop in 2013, and we're still doing well.
Yeah,
6 service bays, 3 service trucks, and
well, let me show you some love first. If something happens, I know Mutha Truckers, and this man did not want to be on camera. He just wanted to come by, say hi, and share his opinion real quick. And I said, no, we got to jump you on camera. So this is not him, right? So where are you guys located? Maybe some social media. Tell them.
All right, we're at 138 Pine Hill Road, Dublin, Georgia. It's off exit 49, about a quarter mile from the Love's Truck Stop, which I don't recommend because getting in and out of that place is a pain in the butt. They need a traffic light there, something fierce.
I heard that. So, you have some things to say to all the truck drivers and all the truck industry people out there. What's going on?
With the English language proficiency being in the news, and they're talking about dealings with law enforcement, dealings with shippers, receivers, what they've not touched on is the problems that us as mechanics and shops to keep folks' trucks running, trying to speak with somebody that can't speak our language. It is very, very hard to fix a truck properly when we can't get the information we need. From the mechanical issue all the way to getting payment for work rendered, services rendered. The law, when I drove truck, I got out of my last truck in December of 07, you had to speak English. And I understand sometime around 2016 that they said we're not going to enforce that law anymore. Well, it's gotten out of hand. It's gotten out of hand. I see on your channel your coverage of the wreck up in Chattanooga, the other wreck in North Georgia the other day. And that's, I'm sure, just a very small part of the wrecks we see. And it needs to come to an end. This industry is not as safe as it once was, and that needs to change.
I love that. No, I appreciate you, Tim. No, thank you so much. I think that's what needs to be said is, look, it's not about anything more than public safety. So, I like that. Any last words besides that?
Just keep up the good work. Enjoy the news. Something else I miss about trucking is nobody uses CB anymore, so news doesn't really disseminate. Thank God for YouTube and channels like yours. So you actually can find out what's going on
Love that. I appreciate you, sir.
No problem, sir.
Yeah, that's it.
Alex, thank you.
Yeah. Overall, Mud Truckers, I appreciate you guys for watching the show. I thank you. I'm traveling a lot. I'm doing my best to share information. Sometimes try to share infotainment just to keep you engaged. And, if you're on the road driving at night, you're listening to the show and you get down the road safely. And so that's what we're trying to do here. Tomorrow, which I'm making this video right now, it's going to be tomorrow soon. I'll be at Shell Rotella Super Rigs, and we're gonna get some interviews. I love to talk to drivers, and that's why a lot of drivers watch the show to begin with. Was when I did a lot of interviews, and people like to learn about what type of trucks and things like that. So, if there's any questions you'd like me to ask any of these drivers, I'd love to do it. But I know trucking has to get better. It will happen. It's gonna take time, and there's a couple things that truck drivers care about. We got to find a way to bring back the rates. That's the number one. I think before truck parking, any of it doesn't matter. We need to bring back rates, and we need to make it where it's an environment for hardworking truck drivers that take care of their equipment and companies that take care of their drivers and equipment to be able to go down the road and make a reasonable profit, man. That's what drivers need right now. They need to be able to have profitable loads so that they can provide for their family. Because what are drivers really doing out here if they can't provide and make the money that they've earned and deserve? What's it going to take to get rates back? Is it English proficiency? No, is that going to bring out a lot of the bad actors in this business and push up the rates? No, or is it the freight broker, that middleman, or is it the shipper that nobody blames that wants everything moved for cheap and doesn't want to pay more money? My truckers, comment down below. As we keep on having these conversations, definitely we need to find solutions. And that solution that we need to find is, what's it going to take to create better rates and profitable loads for truck drivers, and a driver that knows that he's going to make or she's going to make money driving down the road. That driver is a less ticked off driver and a more safe driver.